Today we will talk about the story of Leviticus, which can be found in the Bible in the book of and verse. Then we will go into the story told in an engaging and captivating way. Leviticus Old Testament. Leviticus, Latin, of the Levites, Hebrew Vayikra, third book of the Latin Vulgate Bible, the name of which designates its contents as a book or manual, primarily concerned with priests, members of the priestly tribe of Levi, and their duties. Although Leviticus is basically a book of laws, it also contains some narrative text. The book is usually divided into 5 parts: sacrificial laws, chapters 1 to 7, the inauguration of the priesthood and laws governing their office, chapters 8 to 10, laws for ceremonial purity, chapters 11 to 16, laws governing the people's holiness, chapters 17 to 26, and a supplement concerning offerings to the sanctuary and religious vows, chapter 27. This material is dated according to one theory to the 7th century BCE and is regarded as the law upon which Ezra and Nehemiah based their reform. Older material, however, is preserved in P, particularly the Holiness Code, chapters 17 to 26, dating from ancient times, because the closing chapters of the preceding book, Exodus, and the opening chapters of the following book, Numbers, are also P materials. The existence of Leviticus as a separate book is presumably a secondary development. This hypothesis suggests that Leviticus properly belongs to a larger literary unit that is variously understood to include the first 4, 5, or 6 books of the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament. Who wrote the book? The content of Leviticus relates directly to Exodus, providing evidence that the same hand penned both books. The arguments that support Moses' writing of Exodus also uphold Moses' authorship of Leviticus. Additionally, we find more than 50 occasions when the text says something like, "The Lord spoke to Moses." The New Testament also refers to Moses as the author of passages from Leviticus. The word Leviticus derives from the tribe of Levi, whose members were set aside by the Lord to be his priests and worship leaders. As a title, the word is translated from the Septuagint, meaning pertaining to the Levites. And although that tribe as such is not emphasized throughout the book, the priestly subject matter renders the title appropriate. 1. Its content was originally meant to instruct the new nation of Israel in proper worship and right living, so that they might reflect the character of their divine king. Where are we? The law found in Leviticus was spoken by God to Moses at or near Mount Sinai, where the Israelites camped for some time. Because God delivered these detailed laws after the original 10 Commandments, the most probable date for the revelation is 1446 BC. Whether every law was written down at that time is impossible to determine. It may be that they were codified progressively during the ensuing 40-year wandering. Why is Leviticus so important? The book of Leviticus was the first book studied by a Jewish child, yet is often among the last books of the Bible to be studied by a Christian. Today's readers are often put off by the book's list of laws regarding diet, sacrifice, and social behavior. But within these highly detailed directives, we discover the holiness, the separateness, distinction, and utter otherness of God. And we learn how sin devastates humanity's relationship with their Creator. God established the sacrificial system so that His covenant people might enjoy His fellowship through worship. It also allowed for repentance and renewal. When an Israelite worshiper laid his hand on the animal victim, he identified himself with the animal as his substitute. This accomplished a symbolic transfer of his sin and a legal transfer of his guilt to the animal victim. God then accepted the slaughter of the animal as a ransom payment for the particular sin which occasioned it. Many years after Moses wrote Leviticus, Jesus came to offer himself as the ultimate sacrifice, holy and perfect, once for all, fulfilling the law and rendering future animal sacrifices unnecessary and void. Thanks for joining us. Consider supporting the channel by subscribing and liking. Enjoy! And if you liked any story from Bible and want to see it here, leave it in the comments along with your opinion and feelings about this passage.